I'm going to show you how you can demonstrate impact on your product management resume. One of the first things you need to do is make sure you've got a short resume. You've got a short, concise, one-page resume, not longer. I say this all the time and it bears repeating. Make sure you cut out all the fluff. Number two, as you're going through your resume, make a list of all the things that you want to demonstrate. If you're making a product manager resume, what are the things and the qualities that you want to demonstrate most of all to the hiring managers and to the recruiters that are going through your resume? What are these qualities that you want to demonstrate? Forget about your experience. Just think about what are the qualities that you want to demonstrate in an ideal world. Here are a few important qualities for product manager. Number one, building products, building features, shipping or launching features or businesses. That's number two. Have you shipped something? Have you launched something? Number three, have you organized or led teams? This could actually be two different parts. Have you organized teams, informal teams or formal ones? Have you led teams? Have you thought about the business strategy? Have you had to drive the business strategy or formulate a business strategy or update one? These are the general qualities that a hiring manager or recruiter will most likely look for and try to identify in any resume that they're reviewing for the product manager role. Now, the next question to ask yourself is, as you go through this list, is which bullet points on your resume speak to each one of those items? There could be multiple bullet points per item, but which bullet point or which 2 or 3 bullet points actually speak to those items? Once you map each bullet to a particular quality that you want to demonstrate, read it again and try to understand if it really gets the message across. There should be a separate part of each bullet that actually specifies the impact of all of these things that you did. So what was the impact to the company, the users, the business, you or your team, or anything in the vicinity of your actions? The next piece is to fill in the impact, meaning the metrics that demonstrates the result of your efforts on all of those attributes. Now go through each one of those bullets or descriptions and ask yourself, what was the result of your actions? What was the result of this attribute? What was the result of this bullet point, period? So you organized the team. To what end? You released a product. Why? Ultimately, who benefited from this? So when you're thinking about demonstrating this impact, you can think of product metrics or user metrics in general. When you think of product metrics, you're thinking of reliability of the product, service issues, consistencies, issue rate, defect rate, how often are problems happening. Problems could be of different sort: visual, technical, customer service, user experience, and everything that has to do with the product specifically functioning as it's supposed to function. And in the very bottom of the funnel, we have conversion metrics, monetization metrics. In other words, did the user take some sort of action more often or more frequently for bigger amounts when it comes to the financial aspect of the business? So did the customer make more purchases, or make purchases more frequently, or make bigger purchases, or refer other people that made purchases? How was the monetization metrics affected? So combine those product metrics and user metrics, and you can usually put together a large group of metrics from which to pick from to demonstrate those attributes that we talked about earlier. Sometimes it's going to be difficult to find out what the actual impact of your work was. In those situations, don't forget that there's internal customers, not just external customers. There could be internal customers that you're helping optimize a system. Also, the work that you may be doing may be part of a chain that results in some other bigger impact, but you can only measure the work that you performed. Sometimes you might not be able to list impact at all. In those situations, see if there's some qualitative assessments that you can use. Customer responses or internal team responses, or something else where you did have an impact, but it's hard to measure specifically numerically. That's okay too, in a last resort. Sometimes maybe you can't figure out the impact quantitatively or qualitatively. In those situations, that's just a lesson for you to set goals appropriately in the future so that you know you're not just doing things, you're doing things that matter. And that's very important for a product manager. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and also share it with your friends who may be interested in the topic. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already and hit the little bell icon so you get updates when I post new videos. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.